covering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dwight Jones Gymnasium on the campus of Mumford High School here in Detroit, Michigan. Tom Cavanaugh alongside Michelle Lewis-Watts for the consolation game of this PSL playoffs. Michelle, we got to get right into things. Western International taking on the home Mumford Mustangs today. Both of these teams were swept in their last playoff matchup to advance to the championship. They're playing in a consolation for third place today.
Yes, and the last time these two teams played, Mumford took Western, and so it should be a really good match. It should be a good battle between these two teams. These are both programs that have been growing over the last few years, thanks to their coaches for really developing the skill and talent of both of these teams.
And Michelle, we were talking earlier, Mumford a few years ago would have never been in a spot like this. Head coach Portia Carlisle has really dug up this program from the ground. You know, talk about the resilience of how this program has come up.
Well, it takes a dedicated coach to come in and work with a program that has not always had the time and attention that is needed. Coach Portia, played at Wayne County Community College. She then went on and played at Virginia Union. So she is bringing years of experience coaching, but also playing the game at a high level.
We got two matchups tonight. We're going to start with Mumford and Western. Later on at 7 p.m. is the championship matchup between Cass Tech and Renaissance. Renaissance and Cass both beat each one of these teams in a 3-set sweep on Monday to advance to that championship. And we're set to go here. Let's break down the rosters real fast between Mumford and the Cowboys of Western International. Starting off, it's going to be Cherish Jefferson, the libero junior, Ariana Slater, Talia Lapsley, other senior, Tiana Caleb Reynolds, Jillia Cannon. Lots of seniors on this Mumford team right now. Jalea Leonard, Katrina Tyson, Kaylin Parkman, Sanaya Williams, Olivia Nelson, Kendall Sims, Kyla DeBose, and Jameer Howard. Michelle, go on with the Western International Cowboys.
Stephanie Castillo, Melissa Ruiz, Scarlett Fernandez. As you can hear, this is very much a Latina team. Sherilyn Lucas, Jasmine Ramirez, Yaneri Castillo, Yareli Orozco, Tanaya Whitehead, Sofia Molina, Valerie Argueta, Kimera Akuf, and Kenya Zamudio rounds it out for the Western Doe girls.
We're going to have some fun today, Michelle. These two teams battled all year long. Mumford won the last matchup between these two earlier this season, but here on the prep, we're set to go. We'll be back in a minute. Mumford and Western here on the prep.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Every morning when I rise, my dream lives in me.
3, 2, 1.
This is my kingdom, a wonder world that's always changing, where great champions stand victorious. Here, we celebrate what makes us different. We share our creativity, and we grow stronger, preparing for the world we will make together. I
I am.
I am.
I am one of Detroit's next legends. It's our time to rise.
Today's game on the prep brought to you by Hudson Food Cafe at 1241 Woodward Ave. Call at 313-237-1000. Hudson Food Cafe was great for us today, supplying fuel for today's match, getting the crew, myself, Michelle, all ready to go. Hats off to Hudson Food Cafe. Go check them out on Woodward Ave in downtown Detroit. So with lineups being announced right now between both teams, Michelle, obviously this is the consolation game, playing for third place. What are a few things that stick out to you if you're a player for either one of these teams? Because you're not going for a championship right now, but you're still playing to end your season with a win. Yes,
you're fighting for hardware right now. And for programs that are growing like Western and like Mumford, it's important to be able to have a trophy in the trophy case in your school to show that the work that you've put in was rewarded with something. And so these teams are definitely going to come out and show their best because they've played each other before. Western is going back, right, to get Mumford since Mumford won the first match. So it should be a very competitive game.
And Western, they got a ton of freshmen on this team, about 3 or 4, and a lot as well on the Mumford side. They got 2 or 3, Talia Lapsley, Jameer Howard as well, but also 5 or 6 seniors, so it should be a good matchup. But you're right, Western, they're going to be looking for some revenge tonight. Western's got Destiny Finch. She is the head coach over there. And on the Mumford side, Portia Carlisle, we already talked about her and her resurgence of that Mustang program.
And Destiny brings college experience as well. She played at Southfield Lathrop High School and then went on to Kentucky State University. So she is also bringing that college experience to a team that didn't necessarily have that, a few years ago.
Michelle, you as well, a lot of time coaching and playing at the high school collegiate level. Your expertise throughout tonight is going to be really helpful for our matchup here on the prep.
And hopefully we'll have some fun while we do it.
Oh, we will. We definitely will. And just to keep you caught up for today's game, it's going to be an intermission, so a separate broadcast will be brought to you on the prep for Game 2 promptly at 7 p.m., depending on the conclusion of this one right here. We're moments away. Western and Mumford here in the consolation game on the prep. Michelle Lewis-Watts, Tom Cavanaugh bringing you all the action.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Good job, boy. Ready, go.
The Mumford Mustangs take on the Western International Cowboys. Mumford's going to be the home team. They were the higher seed, so they're going to serve left to right. Mumford in their turquoise with maroon numbers. And then on the Western side, they have their white jerseys with maroon sleeves and a little bit of black piping down the middle and black numbers as well. We're all set to go.
In time, we're going to be referring to Western tonight as the Cowgirls.
Right.
Instead of the Cowboys.
Melissa Ruiz, the junior setter, getting set to kick things off. Game 1 of 2 here from Mumford High School. Starters for both teams. On the Mumford side, it's going to be number 7, Jalea Leonard, number 12, Olivia Nelson. The libero, Cherish Jefferson, Julia Cannon, along with Talia Lapsley and Ariana Slater. Here's the serve to start things off. That one's going to stay in. Ace to start things for Melissa Ruiz. 1-0 Western early.
And Mumford's quickly going to talk about the adjustment they need to make so that doesn't happen again. It's a nice way to start the game for Western. It's always a nice high when you start with an ace.
I just split between 2 defenders on that back row side. Ruiz going to do it again. And this one's just a bit short. Catching up on the net now. We're going to have an even score, 1-1. And Michelle, looking at both of these teams right here, the size differential is pretty even. I think Mumford's got a few more up front, so the kills are going to be a little more difficult for the Western side.
Definitely Mumford has a lot more height, definitely at the middle position, and that was a communication error right there for Mumford.
Yeah, it was Talia Lapsley with the bump there. Nobody getting over to grab that set, so it's 2-1. Western on top, looking for revenge after they lost earlier in the year to Mumford. Service there as this one's popped up. Running to go grab it over there is Olivia Nelson, keeping it in play to the Western side. Ruiz with the set. Here comes a hit there from Scarlett Fernandez. That one is out of play. Point goes to Mumford as they're clapping it up.
And she really needed to hit more down on that ball. She got it high contact, but she pushed it right on out because she didn't swing down on the ball. So hopefully that's something she can correct on the next swing.
Freshman Talia Lapsley with the serve there. Nice return from Western. It's coming back the other way. Mumford on the kill there. This one's popped up in the air. Nice dig. Mumford stays with it. Popped over to the other side with Western again, and it's going to be a point for Western. Ariana Slater almost had that one.
So the call was a double on Mumford, a double contact on that play.
Yeah, I saw over there Cherish Jefferson came to go grab that pass, but at the same time, it was Jalea Leonard who made contact with the ball. 3-2, Western on top early here in set 1. Nice return over there. It's going to be Ruiz again on the set. Bumping it back over. And here comes Mumford. Nice kill. It's going to be dug and kept in play. Western doing a nice job of keeping everything up in the air at the moment.
Both of these teams are what we call hustle teams. They're going to fight to make sure the ball does not hit the floor.
Olivia Nelson, nice set over to Sanaya Williams. She gets it over. Ruiz tries to pop one to the other side. Mumford's all over it. There's a hit. It's going to be out. Sanaya Williams tried to give that one a little extra push, and it just sails out of play past the end line.
Yeah, she didn't get a good approach on that ball. She didn't get high up enough on it so that she could put it back down.
Service from Western. They're up 4-2. Unforced error there from Cherish Jefferson, and now it's a 3-point lead for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, Mumford's making a lot of little mistakes. Hopefully they can start to correct those and clean up their play to start to even this back out.
Both of these teams swept on Monday to try to advance to the PSL Championship. So it brought them here to the consolation, and there's a service ace. Western continuing to roll. There's Scarlett Fernandez, the captain senior.
Seemed to be a little hesitation on whether or not she should have played that ball, number 2, Talia Lapsley, and she should have played the ball because it was in.
6-2, Western on top. It's going to be Fernandez again with service. High serve there, popping in the air. Jalea Leonard gives it to Cherish Jefferson, and this one's over near the broadcast booth near you. Hi, Michelle. And that one's out of play. 7-2 and a quick timeout. We're going to take one with them. 5-point lead here for Western over Mumford. We're on the prep. 7-2 lead early here in the first set for Western. We're playing to 25. It's going to be Mumford on the return here. They get it back over. Sherilyn Lucas gives it to Ruiz, and we got a whistle hitting the net there. It's going to be a point for Mumford, 7-3.
It's a double contact on that push over the net. Her hands were not clean, and so the ref made the right call, called that double contact. Hopefully this will give Mumford a chance to get themselves back in the game.
Patricia Jones, your up ref, and Mike Hunt on the floor. Nice service from Mumford here. They trail by 4. Cheris Jefferson, the libero. Nice bump. Here comes the set and the kill. What a block! Western's number 6, Yaneri Castillo, sophomore, brings that back down. 8-3 Cowgirls.
Yeah, those blockers were definitely ready for her to attack the double block over there. She didn't have a chance, and she needs to use that height. She has a lot of it.
Western's going to get back after their service. Melissa Ruiz with the set. Nobody ready to clean that one up. Kept in play, though, by the Mustangs. Sanaya Williams pops it over. Ruiz with a nice set. And a dump does not go. Here comes Mumford with a little bit of contact. Down by 5. Jefferson gets it over the net. Nice play. It's with Western again. What a block! Sanaya Williams, the junior, sends that right back down into Ruiz.
And now we can see how that height really comes into play. She never had a chance of getting that ball over because she was set there ready for her to play.
Sanaya Williams, definitely the tallest girl on this team as she goes to serve. And line drive serve is mishandled there by Western. And quickly, a couple points here for Mumford makes it 8-5.
Definitely a nice serve. If she can repeat that, that'll put them right back in the game.
Williams again. This serve a little higher this time. It's going to give Western more of a chance. They'll return it. Mumford on the kill. Wow, what a shot there. Jalea Leonard, another senior for this Mustang team, cleans that up.
And she had a nice clean look at the ball. She didn't have a block really in front of her. Easy to put down.
Splitting 2 back row defenders there. 2-point lead for Western right now. They led it 8-3 early on. Stays with Mumford. Ruiz going to set this one. That backswing is not going to get down. It's going to stay with Mumford here as they're going to return nicely. Front of the net. Nice hit there. It's out of play. Off the hands of Sanaya Williams. She's going to check out as Jefferson comes in. Regaining a 3-point lead are the Western Cowgirls.
And she was just out of position to play that ball. If she could just get her platform back turned a little bit more into the court, she might have been able to save that for her teammates to play it up.
Jasmine Ramirez, freshman setter, on to serve here, going right to left. Talia Lapsley with that one. Just trying to muscle it over was Julia Cannon, can't do it. Western point, 10-6, Cowgirl lead.
So the Western girls never touched the ball as she went to tip it over, and so 4 contacts is a call by the officials. It only bounced into the net.
Once again, Ramirez, gonna service that ball, and nice pop over the net from number 12, Olivia Nelson. Here's Nelson again on the set. Popped over by Jalea Leonard. Can't grab it, was number 4, Sherilyn Lucas, and it's a point for Mumford.
Yeah, Jalea put that tip just out of reach of the back row player there. She popped it up and into the net, and got to make the call for the officials there. Net violation.
Olivia Nelson for Mumford. Nice serve. Going to give Western a chance here. Wow. What a play there from Julia Cannon again, but it's going to come to Western on that one as she just reached over. Check it out one more time.
Definitely glad to see the girls still swinging. That tip, again, a little too far off the net. The blocker had lots of time to get ready to block that ball.
2-point lead for the Cowgirls right now. Mumford won the last meeting. They're trying to repeat here and take home some hardware. Got to get it over right now as Western. They can't do it. Stephanie Castillo, another one of the captains for this team, unable to service that one on the other side.
Western is doing a good job of putting the ball up so they can take a swing, so they can attack the ball, because we've had quite a few free balls this first part of the game.
Serve from Nelson once again. Ruiz sets that one over. And Nelson gonna put a little top spin on that one. Nice swing. Nelson's all over it. Coming in contact with every play right now. Ruiz keeps that in play for Western.
The girls are definitely hustling for every ball.
Kyla DeBose got that over for Mumford. This one's going to get out of play. Point goes to Mumford there. It was back and forth for a minute. Michelle, you see a little bit of a breakdown at times like that when the play goes from opposite sides, but we're going to another quick timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. 10-10's the score. Mumford's come all the way back here on the Prep.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
We're back here. Mumford just tied things up. Take a look at Portia Carlisle. We talked about her earlier, rejuvenating this Mumford program, and that's right where they are here in the consolation game against Western.
And it's great that Portia came over to Mumford. We, as a part of the volleyball community, we have been looking to get younger coaches to come into the game and lead these teams, and she is doing a great job over here at Mumford.
Later on, we have Cass Tech and Renaissance, two big names in high school volleyball. Ramona Cox. Good set there. It's going to stay in. Just on the line there. It's going to be a point for Mumford, and they take the lead. Well done from Olivia Nelson.
And that's the ace you love to have. She thought it was out. She actually, Western's player went to the line to check it, but got caught. Ace for the Mustangs.
Powerful serve there again from Nelson. On the return, Melissa Ruiz calls for it. Tries to drop one in the back left side. Can't do it. 12-10. Mumford was down early by 5, and they have a 2-point lead here in the first.
Yeah, one of the challenges about sending all these free balls over is if you're out of position, you can't really see where you're sending the ball, and that's how she got caught on that one, just like the previous free ball.
Service once again from Mumford. They're going to look to attack here. Free ball over the side of the net. Miscommunication on the Western side, and it's another point for Mumford. They're on a roll right now, Michelle.
They are, and they're going to fight, obviously, to keep the ball. One of the things we always tell our players is to protect the serve. And so right now they're on this roll, and if they can keep it, Western's going to be in trouble.
Nelson continues to serve. Drops this one on the back left side. Ruiz with a set, and Ramirez gets that over. Ruiz, the main setter for the Cowboys. We're going back and forth right now. Nice little dink over the net there from Mumford. Jairus Jefferson keeps that in play. Back with Western right now. Ruiz looking to set something up for a kill. It's popped over. Olivia Nelson's all over it, keeping it in play. Nice job from Mumford keeping that in play as well. We got a whistle. It's going to go with the Mustangs. What'd you see there, Michelle?
And they call a double on Western. Again, not great hands on touching that ball to get it over to the other side. So the refs are keeping a close eye on it, and they're calling everything they see.
Jasmine Ramirez gives it over to number 3, Scarlett Fernandez, who can't finish, and bring it over to the other side of the net. 14-10, Mumford continuing to roll right now. 15-10, excuse me.
Yeah, the one thing we're missing is a big swinger on both of these teams. Nobody's really putting the ball down. They're putting the ball over. They're just not putting it down.
Once again, it was Fernandez. Set up for Olivia Nelson. She's going to hit. Little topspin on that one. What a save from Fernandez. One of 2 captains on this Cowgirl team. Julia Cannon had a chance to kill that one, couldn't do it, hits the front of the net there, and it's a point for Western, 15-11.
Yeah, she looks like her timing was just a little bit off going up to hit that set. Couldn't get her hand on top of the ball to put it down, so that's why she got caught with the ball going to the net.
Still in the first set here on the prep. Best 3 out of 5 here in the consolation. Same thing goes for Renaissance and Cass later on tonight at 7.
And Renaissance is already in the building, so they are ready to go.
Service here from Aurelia Rozoko. This one's flopped over by Mumford. Tough spot there for the Mustangs, and it drops in. Nice shot there from the Cowgirls.
She put that ball in a tough spot, which is right in the corner. That could be a hard ball to defend if you're not prepared to chase it down, and she just got caught right at the end there.
Senior middle hitter, Scarlett Fernandez. We talked about her being one of 2 captains with Stephanie Castillo. Melissa Ruiz on for service. That one's going to find its way out of play. Point goes to Mumford. So down the stretch here, Michelle, getting closer to 25. There's a few things that both of these teams need to touch up on down the stretch.
Again, way too many free balls. Anytime you send a free ball over when they're passing with their arms, that just gives the other team an easier chance to make their play and to run their offense. Definitely want to be more aggressive for each team.
Nelson sets one up, gives it to Ariana Slater. Good return there from Western, but number 7, Aurelia Rozoko, could not get that over. And a 5-point lead right now for Mumford as they were down early by 5.
Yeah, she had a nice dig up from the ball that came over from Mumford, and just bad contact on the ball, goes into the net.
Miscommunication there from the Cowgirls. Got to get this over. They do. Mumford's got it. There's a shot over from Julia Cannon. Trying to save was number 3, Scarlett Fernandez. She's been all over the ball today for Western.
And sometimes you're just lucky as you're hustling, make the point, and that's what happened there. She put that ball in the same spot right there in the corner. A little bit of luck, get that point.
17-13, Mustangs on top here in the consolation game. 3rd place up for grabs here in the PSL. Cannon bumps that over. And Fernandez, check that, it was Stephanie Castillo trying to return that over her head, couldn't do it. Point for Mumford.
It's never easy passing the ball backwards over the net, and she just out of position in relationship to the net. Wasn't quite sure where she was, and she couldn't see where she was going.
Julia Cannon on for service. Nice dig there from number 5, Jasmine Ramirez. And a block from the Western Cowgirls. Bring them right back in this thing. It was Sanaya Williams again who tried to kill that one, but a block. Scarlett Fernandez said no.
So one of the things that happens that when your sets are high and slow, that gives the other team time to set up their defense, and that's what happened there.
Line drive serve from Sharon Lucas. Stays with Mumford as they pop it over. Ruiz looking to set. Here's a shot and a kill. Well done, all the way to the back left corner. We got to take another look at that one. Western cruising. They're up by, trailing by 3 now. They're still in this thing.
So according to my count, that's 3 in that corner that Mumford has been burned on. Coach has got to make some adjustments to make sure that that corner gets covered from now on.
Lucas, another line drive serve. Olivia Nelson digs that one up, and it's going to get back with Western. That back left corner still looking pretty open as Cherish Jefferson gets a hand on it.
The ref let that double go that time.
Ruiz looking to set, and Fernandez couldn't finish. Point Mumford. 19-15, the home team's on top.
Yep, just tried to tap the ball over, tip it over, and she's just a little short getting that over the net.
Talia Lapsley on the serve, and another miscommunication there from the Cowboys. It was number 13, Sophia Molina, who couldn't put that one over. We got another timeout coming. 5-point lead for the home team, Mumford Mustangs. They won against Western earlier in the year. They're trying to do it again. Be back here in a minute. Michelle Lewis-Watts, Tom Cavanaugh here on The Prep. Western trying to mount a comeback as they had an early lead in this very first set, leading 8-3. It was battled back and forth. 15-10 went the lead for Mumford, and now they have a 20-15 lead, 5 points away from taking the first set.
Western's coach she's used her second timeout for the match, for the game.
Mumford's got the ball back after they had service. Sanaya Williams, big swing, and that one's out of play. Point goes to Western there.
Much more powerful swing. Mumford needs way more of those. She'll be able to make the adjustment, but she needs to be able to swing a lot harder, a lot faster like that. They'll keep scoring if she can do that.
Yaneri Castillo checks in for Yareli Orozco on the Cowgirls side. Service for Western now. They trail by 4. Ariana Slater tries to hit that one over. Can't do it in front of the net. And it's now a 2-point swing here. Western trying to tie things up. They're only down by 3 late in the first.
Yeah, she was just short of getting that over the net. Her approach was a little off on that ball.
Looking for Sanaya Williams, but it's Olivia Nelson who pops that one to the other side. Ruiz leaving one there for Castillo, and we're going to have a whistle. Point goes to Western.
And player number 1 was in the net. That's a net violation on her, so automatic point to the Cowgirls.
So after 20-15 coming out of the timeout, it was a well-called timeout from the Cowgirls right now. They only trail by 2. Tough dive for Scarlett Fernandez. She can't get there. It heads up into the seats. Nice play there from Mumford to get back into their groove. They're up by 3.
Yeah, and again, another little miscommunication on who was supposed to play that ball. Number 3, she's playing the deep ball, Scarlett, and her teammate thought she was going to take it. She thought she was going to take it, and so that often happens on balls that are in those corners.
Kyla DeBose getting ready to serve, and a little conversation there between Patricia Jones, our up ref, and Olivia Nelson. Good serve there from DeBose, mishandled by Western, and it's 2 more points to Mumford. They need 3 more to close out this first set, 22-18.
Yeah, we really don't want players playing the ball sideways like she just did, right? It just skip past right off her arms.
DeBose again, nice serve to the back row. Ruiz giving a set here, and it's Lucas who gets it over. Libero Cherish Jefferson to Sanaya Williams, and she pops that dink over the side of the net. 23-18, nice job there by Mumford.
She gets a kill there right over the blockers, right in what we call the hot spot, or where nobody is, puts it down.
23-18, closing in on the first set victory right now is Mumford after trailing early on. Nice dig there. That was Talia Lapsley. It's going to go back to Sanaya Williams. She gets it over. Fernandez to Ruiz and Castillo. Mumford drops that one over. Jefferson's there to keep it in play for the Mustangs. Big swing there. That one's in play. Well done, Jalea Leonard. 24-18. Mustangs need 1 more.
That was a nice cross-court shot. She went up for the tip before that. Setter sent it right back to her. She's able to get right on top of that ball, sending it right to that deep corner.
Look at the topspin on that ball, too. I mean, it's got nowhere else to go but straight into the ground and in play there. Well done from Leonard.
We are set point for Mumford.
And there it is. Played on the side as you just talked about earlier, Michelle, and that's the first set. It goes to Mumford. They were trailing early on, kept cool heads, and they stayed in it. 1-0. We're going to head into set 2 in just a moment here on the Prep. Mumford up 1-0.
Every morning when I rise, my dream lives in me. This is my kingdom, a wonder world that's always changing, where great champions stand victorious. Here, we celebrate what makes us different. We share our creativity, and we grow stronger, preparing for the world we will make together.
I am.
I am.
Detroit's next legends. It's our time to rise.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. We all know that our wives and daughters deserve special attention, but that's especially true when it comes to their knees. Do you know that females are at a 2 to 5 times risk compared to their male counterparts when it comes to blowing out their knees? It doesn't seem fair, but it's true. The reasons include the way females are made and the way they fire their muscles. But fortunately, there are injury prevention programs out there that can greatly decrease this risk of injury. And if you do know a female who blows out her ACL, don't despair. We have neat, innovative, minimally invasive ways to fix their knees and get them back onto the field. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Tonight's volleyball match sponsored by Make the Turn. If your company wants to make the turn to the next level, make sure you contact Make the Turn, an award-winning digital marketing firm based right here in Detroit. Founded by Mike Sullivan and Kyle Bogey in 2019, they've quickly grown to a full team of professionals who create custom marketing solutions to help grow your business. Maybe you have a great marketing department and want to get 10% better, or maybe you're a business owner who wants a marketing director without the full-time salary. It's worth visiting MakeTheTurn.com and checking out all their great examples and reviews. They can help with content creation, digital advertising, or even just optimizing your social media and web presence. Visit Make the Turn to schedule a free consultation and see how they can help your company make the turn to the next level. Make the Turn. Second set coming up in a moment. Alongside Michelle Lewis-Watts, I'm Tom Cavanaugh here from the prep. And Michelle, thoughts on that first set? I mean, up early was Western, but it kind of tapered off late and it went to Mumford.
Yeah, Mumford seemed to find their rhythm, which is common, particularly for teams like this. It takes them a little time to get warmed up. So once they got their legs underneath them, their sets started improving, and the hitters could start banging on the ball. If they can continue to do that, they'll take set 2 pretty easily.
Just got to catch up with Renaissance head coach Lewis Mitchell, his storybook program with Renaissance, and he's facing Ramona Cox, Dr. Ramona Cox, one of his former players. That's going to be a great matchup later on. Stick around here on the prep at 7 p.m. for that one. But we still got a full set of action here between Mumford and Western. Julia Cannon on to serve here for the Mustangs. See if Western's got a little bit more of a game plan here. They had some miscommunications in that first, and Sanaya Williams tries for a big swing there, but mistimed, and it hits the net. 1-0 as Western draws first blood in the second.
Yeah, she went up and, just as you said, kind of mistimed the ball, was a little bit out of position and had to reach for it, couldn't make the finish. Western actually has made some roster changes for this second set, so coach is hoping probably for some changes on their play based on that.
Olivia Nelson gets that one over. It's back with Western now, trying to take a 2-point lead. Talia Lapsey over to Nelson, and Jerish Jefferson gets that over. Olivia Nelson is running all over the floor right now. Does that stay in? No. Point, Cowgirls.
Good job by Western going to the line, checking the ball to see whether it was in or out on that chase, and they made the right move. She pulled herself back in without touching the ball. Point, Western.
Service from the Cowgirls. This one's up in the air. Mumford gets it over. That one finds a way to drop in, but it's going to be a Western point. Michelle, what'd you see there as that one crossed over the antenna?
So it went outside of the antenna. It's automatically an out ball. If it goes outside the antenna, the line judge waved her flag, let the up ref know that it was out.
Similar to set 1, it's an early lead for Western. Trying to save that back. Talia Lapsey does. Western trying to pop that over. They do. Nice play from Sanaya Williams. And that falls right in between 2 or 3 Cowgirls. Little campfire play right there, and it's 3-1.
Exactly. That's why we call it a campfire, because we're all standing around looking instead of playing the ball. Point Mumford.
Lapsley again for the serve. Melissa Ruiz. She gives it over to Tanaya Whitehead. It's back with Mumford. Tanaya Williams all over the front of that net. Olivia Nelson with a little pop over there, and it's going to be a point for Western. She must have hit the net there, Michelle.
Looks like it's a net violation. The setter actually looks guilty. She's making the face. The referee couldn't read the number on the front of her jersey, so it was a little bit of a delay in letting the up ref know which player made the violation.
Yanahi Venegas is going to come in for Tanaya Whitehead right now. And yeah, she kind of gave her that look like, well, if you're going to call it on me, you got to get that number right. Cheris Jefferson. Nice dig there after the service as Williams puts it over for the Mustangs. Nice return. Olivia Nelson again to Williams. And a dig, that time from Venegas. Here comes the kill. Nice play there from number 1, Ariana Slater, but the point goes to Western. It's 5-1 early on, Cowgirls.
Yeah, the hitter had to play a really tight set coming off the setter's hand, and so sometimes it's hard to make something happen with that. Ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, not a lot of room for her to go after that ball right there. As Nelson gives a shot at it there, but return from Scarlett Fernandez. She kills that one down. 6-1 early lead for Western. They want to change the footing here in this second set and continue to keep that foot on the gas. And we're going to take a timeout. Mumford doing the same right now. They trail by 5 early in the second set. We'll take a break.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Here at Dwight Jones Gymnasium at Mumford High School, alongside Michelle Lewis-Watts, it's Tom Cavanaugh. Destiny Finch, head coach of Western International, on your screen right now. She just gave some inspiring words to these girls right here after being in a similar situation in that first set. They're going to want to come out here and close this thing out here in the second.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want to continue to keep this gap, maintain this gap against the Mustangs. The Mustangs got to make some choices about who's passing, just like we just saw.
Same thing right there, as you just said, Michelle. It was Cheris Jefferson on the far side trying to get that over, and it hits the top of the net, rolls back on the Mustang side. Take another look at it. You talked about got to have communication on who's passing, who's setting. Not there. 7-1. Western on top. There's a chance for Sanaya Williams. She gets it over. It's blocked, but stays on the Western side. Melissa Ruiz calling for it. She dumps it over. Olivia Nelson looking for one more. It's going to go to Slater. Tight shot there for Western, and a mishandled ball from Cheris Jefferson gives Western another point. Good start for the Cowgirls here in the second set.
So both teams are still hustling. Again, we got to clean up some of those passes. The easiest way to do that is make sure their body is in the right position to play the ball. And so the libero there just not quite in the right position to get a good pass.
You got to find a way to get your body behind the ball. Exactly how that first set ended. Western played it on the side, and it ricocheted straight back towards the basketball hoop. Here's a service ace. Western is rolling up 9-1. It was number 16, Yanahi Venegas. Well done. Drops it right in the middle.
And Mumford's passer was not anticipating the ball going to the spot that it went in, and that's how they got caught on that ace.
Laser beam service there, and another point for Western. Miscommunication between Cheris Jefferson there and number 11, Sanaya Williams. Check that, it was number 7, Jolia Leonard. Cass Tech has entered the building. Both the Technicians and the Renaissance Phoenix getting ready to play at 7 p.m. for the championship of the PSL. And Cowgirls can do no wrong right now. Up 11-1, another service ace.
They got that double-digit lead. That's a second ace on the same player, so that player is going to need to make some adjustments. If I'm the server right now, I'm serving it right back to her.
It's Christina Tyson on that left side, but now it's Cherish Jefferson who misplays that ball. 3 in a row, Michelle. It's 12-1, Western on top.
And this is when the game becomes a mental game, right? So now they're starting to feel a little beat up, feeling a little defeated. They're going to have to do some positive self-talk to get themselves back into this game and get a good pass up to the center.
Venegas again, she's continuing to serve. Nelson gives it to Williams. What a dig there from number 7, Yoreli Orozco. Return back to Mumford. Popped up for Williams. She tries to dink that one over the net. She does, but Western easy on the return. Olivia Nelson tries to put that one over, and it's way long. Another point for the Cowgirls.
Well, and Nelson's working really hard. She's trying to make sure she plays aggressively, attacking balls. Setters don't normally attack, but she's putting balls in play. As her coach, I would keep telling her to swing, right? Keep making them move around.
Venegas again on. It's Cherish Jefferson who steps in and returns it just on one hit there. Scarlett Fernandez gets that over for Western. Back with the Cowgirls, trying to find an open spot there. Can't do it. Olivia Nelson goes behind the back. Oh, well done. We talked about Nelson being all over the court right now, and that's a huge point for the Mustangs halfway through this second set.
And basically what she made her do is she made her fall back on her heels. She wasn't ready to go for the deep ball. Caught her slipping.
Once that ball gets over the head of the defender there, I don't think there's much of a chance for her to be able to return that. Tried for the dig there was Venegas again, but it's a service ace this time from Mumford. It's number 15, Kyla DeBose, the junior. 10-point lead right now for Western. They don't want to lose the momentum they have trying to tie things up. DeBose again on. Back-to-back service aces. Melissa Ruiz was not ready for that one as it hit her feet.
So the Western players they're talking to each other. Again, a little miscommunication. Venegas opened up for her teammate to play the ball. Her teammate expected her to play that pass.
Playing a 3-2-1 right now is Western with Ruiz in the back, and good return there. Olivia Nelson gives it to Williams. She dinks it over. Western on the return quickly. Olivia Nelson flying all over her side of the court, and it's back to Williams. What a dig from Melissa Ruiz. It's out of play. Point, Mumford. And they're climbing back in things, Michelle, right now. They were down 11. It's cut down to an 8-point lead, 13-5.
Yeah, Sanaya Williams is doing a good job at the net. She's clearly a basketball player as well. A lot of her hits look like layups. Still need her to put the ball down.
Western couldn't find the other side of the net there. Once again, point for Mumford brings it to a 7-point deficit. Alongside.
They're now in single digits. They were in double digits as far as the gap. Mumford is definitely closing in.
Kyla DeBose continues to serve. There's Fernandez popping one over. Sanaya Williams is out of play, getting aggressive on that one at the front of the net. Just couldn't find in play there.
And that's her job as middle hitter, is to work that net. She didn't complete her turn on that one back into the court. She just needed to turn those shoulders. She would have definitely scored if she had gotten back around the ball.
Kimara Acuff has entered into the game for Yoreli Orozco on the Western side. Williams, big swing there as she stares back at that kill. Well done from Mumford.
And that's the power that Mumford needs. Acuff is in the game because Acuff brings considerable height. She comes from a long, long family of athletes, and hopefully she'll be able to make a difference on that front row.
Another substitute for the Cowgirls. It's Yanahi Venegas. She comes out of the game, and Sherilyn Lucas, defensive specialist junior, steps on. Stephanie Castillo finds an opening there, and Western's back to their ways. After dropping the first set, they've looked very comfortable in this second. That's a huge point right there, Michelle, after they dropped multiple in a row.
And she put that ball right between both defenders. They should not be on their knees going to play defense, and that's how they got caught. They weren't ready to play that ball.
Service from the Cowgirls. Jefferson. That one haywire for a moment. Trying to dump it over was Nelson on a last-second save, and just out of play there. Couldn't do it.
The setter is the toughest job on the court. Nelson is running everywhere trying to get second balls. Her teammates should have stepped in and taken that ball for her.
9-point lead right now for the Cowgirls, trying to tie things up. 17-7, back to a 10-point lead.
And we call that a facial. She just took one to the face, Miss Jefferson. She looks like she's okay, though. A little hurt in the feelings, maybe.
High bump there from Jalea Leonard. She gets the ball back, dumps it over. There's Acuff. She returns. Jefferson gives it over. The set from Nelson's on the opposite side of the net on the Western side. They're going to award Western the point there.
Well, we have one line judge saying it was a touch on the way out. We have the other judge saying it was out. Net violation should have been also called. And now there's going to be a meeting between the officials.
So we'll get a meeting between a line judge and Patricia Jones, our up ref. And Michelle, obviously with all of your experience playing this game, talk to us on how that play should be kind of talked out between these referees.
So obviously they're in different parts of the court, different positions and different sight lines. These are all very experienced officials, and so we actually have a net violation that should have been called. We can't see where the ball landed on the replay, but that's what the line judges are calling, is whether or not the ball was in or out and who touched it before it went out.
So all four judges right now meeting up on the far side. Take another look at it here. It was returned over to Mumford. And you got Nelson here trying to set this one, but just a little bit too far.
So the set came over to Western side. They were trying to push it back. I think it should be Western's point based on the replay. And apparently the meeting came up with a different resolution, which is to award the point to Mumford. So it must have touched a Western player as it went down.
So 18-7 is our score at the moment. Olivia Nelson, check that, it's now 17-8 as they make the switch. And another point to Mumford after the serve from Olivia Nelson. How often has that happened, Michelle, where you get all four referees kind of coming together and making a call like that?
Not very often, but obviously this is the playoffs. They want to make sure the calls are right. Nobody wants to lose a game or lose a point over a miscommunication or a bad call. So we appreciate their attention to detail there.
Yeah, they've been all over it all day long. This one's a back and forth rally between both sides. Nelson trying to find one more girl for a hit, and she can't do it. It was given over to Jalea Leonard. Missed time there, 18-9.
So again, another tight set. Those are just really hard balls to hit. Hitter didn't have a chance to make a real good play on that ball.
Lucas checks out for Western. Coming into the game will be number 9, Tanaya Whitehead once again. Whitehead, a sophomore outside hitter. Good service there from Western. Nelson, nice play there. She tries to get it over her head. It's out of play. 19-9, 10-point lead. Western's got to finish this one strong and tie things up heading into set 3.
Yeah, and again, Nelson's the only setter from Mumford. They're running a 5-1 offense, so she's working really, really hard. She's trying to make plays, just not necessarily coming together for her.
Line drive serve. It's to Jillia Cannon and Nelson. Big swing there. And Cannon, no net violation there. Over to Acuff on the Western side. She can't bat it down to the Mumford side of the court. It's going to be a point for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it looks like Acuff just missed her timing and positioning on that one. She wasn't fronting the ball, so she couldn't go to get play on it, to keep it in play or to put it down on Mumford's side.
Alongside Michelle Lewis-Watts, I'm Tom Cavanaugh, bringing you all the action of both games tonight. PSL playoffs. Melissa Ruiz rips that one over the other side of the net. Nelson looking for a set. It's to Cannon. Ruiz again. Well played there. Ruiz could have had a set opportunity, but she drops it right in the middle for a clutch point, 20-10.
those are some of the best dumps when the other team, you make them think you're going to set the ball and then you send it over on the second play. Caught Mumford not ready. Point Cowgirls.
Two completely different sets here to start things off. Mumford with a big win in the first, and now it's Western up by double digits late in the second. Whitehead, she gave it over to Fernandez, and now it's Cannon looking to kill. Woo-hoo! Nice swing there from Tanaya Whitehead, 20-11. Those are the type of plays that are going to pay dividends down the line in this matchup. Look at it again from Cannon.
Yep, number 2 sets the ball up for her. She is in a perfect position. She gets height on the ball, and she gives her the stare, the middle hitter stare once she put the ball down.
Service again, this time Cannon continuing to bring points to her squad there. It's an 8-point lead right now for Western. They need 5 more to finish out this second set. Can they do it?
Well, their big hitter is now back there setting, so we're going to see if the middle hitter who's up here now can make a difference. Miss Williams.
Western gets it over. It's Melissa Ruiz. She grazes the top of the net, and it falls in right in between 6 Mustangs. Big point there.
And it's almost like Mumford didn't expect the ball to come over, so everyone got caught standing straight up, standing still.
9-point lead once again here for Western. Ruiz on the service. This one's in the back left corner for Jefferson, who keeps it in. Sanaya Williams with the dump. Back to Williams. There's Ruiz trying to dump again, but Nelson's all over it in the middle. Nelson tries to hit, and this one connects with the middle of the net. 22-12, Western lead.
Again, Nelson trying to be the aggressive player, trying to send the ball over on a down ball, just a little bit short. But again, I would tell her to keep swinging, keep swinging.
Ruiz, another line drive serve. She's going to get the ball back after a return. Fernandez gets it over. Nelson looking to set up here. Williams.
Western did a good job of staying out of the net on that play.
Ruiz looking to set again. She will. Gives it to Yoreli Orozco, but a nice dig. Nelson coming back on the attack, and once again hits the middle of the net. Another point goes to Western, but Michelle, you just talked about it. If you're head coach Portia Carlisle, you want to continue to instill confidence in Olivia Nelson and have her continue to swing, but last 2 times she's just been a little bit short.
Yep, and now on that ball she jumped, which would have given her a little more height, but she swung down a little too early before the ball made it over the net.
Nice dink over there from number 12, Olivia Nelson. And that point's going to go to Mumford there. Still a 10-point lead for Western. They need 2 more to tie it up at 1 set apiece. Talia Lapsley. Good serve. Fernandez to Castillo. And here come the Mustangs again.
They're sending a lot of balls really high. That slows the game down. That gives the other team time to set up.
Nelson with the set to Williams and a block. Western keeping that one on the Mumford side, and they're awarded the point, 24-13.
And Williams is definitely frustrated. The taller player getting blocked by a shorter player. That never feels good. They couldn't play it up off the block. Point to the Cowgirls.
Scarlett Fernandez, the captain, making that block, sending it right back where it came from. Ruiz gives it to Castillo, popped over by Fernandez. Nice swing from Ruiz. She dumps that to the other side, and now here's Sanaya Williams again. That's where she's at her best, Michelle. If we're able to give her somewhat of a decent set, she's going to find a way to kill that down.
Definitely, and that was a little bit of a revenge hit because she got blocked on the previous play, able to put the ball down without any problems. Gives Mumford life to stay in this game.
Sanaya Williams, one of 4 juniors on this Mustang team. Very veteran squad. Nelson again to Williams. They're going to call that in. Once again, back-to-back kills here for Sanaya Williams. That one clipped the net. Line judge says it's in play.
Mumford, if they can maintain this momentum, I've seen it done before.
It's set point. Western just needs one more, but Sanaya Williams finding a way, and there it is. Number 15, Kyla DeBose on the service ace.
Yep, number 9, Tanaya Whitehead is the error on that serve receive, and she is pulled out of the game.
Sherilyn Lucas going to check back in. She's been alternating in and out of this game. DeBose again. Nice serve that just gets over the net. Scrambling forward is Western. Can't get to it as Melissa Ruiz. She does get to it, excuse me, but can't get it over the net. And we're going to find a timeout for Western here. Good little run for Mumford. They trail by 7, trying to make the comeback all the way. We'll be back in a moment.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Trying to mount the comeback are the Mumford Mustangs right now. 4 straight points have made it 24-17. It's set point still for the Cowgirls right now, trying to even things up. Alongside Michelle Lewis-Watts, I'm Tom Cavanaugh. Kyla DeBose is on to serve.
And this is a real test of a player. Can they serve after a timeout? And she gets an ace coming out of the timeout. Can't ask for anything more than that as a coach.
And on every point, it just grows closer and closer right now for Mumford. It's looking a little more manageable at 6 points, and they're riding high right now with some momentum. DeBose again, she's been one of the better servers tonight for the Mustangs. Good communication there from Orozco. Here's Mumford. What a play from Olivia Nelson getting it over. She returns to her spot. Orozco again gets it over. Nelson setting for Williams. Nice dink there. It's going to be returned though by Western. No call, well done. It's going to be a point for Mumford, excuse me. Jalea Leonard finishes that one, 24-19.
Ball doesn't make it over the net. On that last play, she just touches it just enough to make sure it stays down on Western's side. One of Western's challenges is their serve receive setup. It's a little different than conventional.
There it is right there. After a long run from Mumford to try to come back, Western stymies. They get the final point, and we're tied 1-1 heading into set 3. One more time. Nice play right there from the Cowgirls.
Right, caught Mumford just out of position.
Set 3 coming up in just a few minutes here on the Prep. 1-1 between Mumford and Western here in the consolation game of the PSL playoffs.
Every morning when I rise, my dream lives in me.
3, 2, 1.
This is my kingdom, a wonder world that's always changing, where great champions stand victorious. Here, we celebrate what makes us different. We share our creativity, and we grow stronger, preparing for the world we will make together.
I am.
I am.
I am one of Detroit's next legends. It's our time to rise.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves, and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Tonight's PSL playoffs here at Mumford High School on the Prep, brought to you by McFarland Electronics. We're your one-stop AV guy for all your home automation needs. Whether it's your network, motorized blinds, automated lighting systems, frame TVs, Ring, Sonos, Savant, and much more, we are also your outdoor TV and speaker specialists that can get your backyard ready for the big game this fall. You won't be disappointed. As in football tradition, we are the back shoulder throw of AV. Give us the ball. The best speakers on earth, the best systems on earth. Let me, being McFarland Electronics, help you with all your digital needs. McFarland Electronics. So, Michelle, we're all tied up right now, 1-1. What do you like out of both teams so far? It's a resilient Western group so far.
Yeah, and one of the things that Coach Destiny has going for her, she has a much deeper bench than Mumford. Mumford is missing quite a few girls. Mumford's team is actually made up of girls that attend Mumford as well as the school at Marygrove, and so she's missing some of those Marygrove students today, so she doesn't have a bench that she can really pull from when girls start making mistakes. Mumford really needs to get on the same page. Western is pretty close to all being one unit.
Yeah, we've seen communication issues on both sides of the ball, but I think a little bit more on the Mumford side, and that's a great point, Michelle. You got 5 girls on the bench here for Western opposed to 2 on the Mumford side. So, you know, after a few mishits, unforced errors, you start to lose a little bit of confidence. It's tough to continue to stay in the game and not have that fresh body to come in. As we're going to get set for the third set of action, it's a best 3 out of 5. Obviously playing a 25 in each set. Folks, if we go to a 5th set, it's going to go to 15 points. That's all she wrote there. As we have a second game coming up later on, 7 o'clock here on the Prep. Melissa Ruiz on to serve. Wow, that one is destroyed. In and out of the hands of Jalea Leonard. And drawing first blood early in the third is Ruiz and the Western Cowgirls.
And that ball was likely going to be out. She's a tall player, number 7, so she right back on that end line. She probably didn't need to touch it at all. Free point to the Cowgirls.
Is there a rule that if you're playing that back row and you get a set, is it got to be above or below the waist that you're able to go after that ball?
Yeah, we basically tell them to watch the contact, the trajectory of the ball, and if it's coming at your face, right, versus if it's going to land on top of your head. And so she's really tall. She's got to be able to judge that a little bit better.
Olivia Nelson, once again, usual suspect, able to give that over right there to Slater. Nelson again on the bump. Here's Cannon. Nice hit from Cannon. That's a kill.
She put that right in the hot spot. The Western team, they acknowledged that they were out of position. Who should have taken that ball? Because it didn't come over too fast or too hard. They could have played it up.
Julia Cannon again for the service. Her and Sanaya Williams have been the big 2 in the front. Good set there. Here's Nelson getting ready for a kill there. Nice play on the defense for Western, trying to dump it back over. It was Fernandez. She does. Ariana Slater had it for a moment. She's the 3rd girl up front. There's Nelson again, unable to keep that one in play. Western takes an early 2-1 lead in the 3rd set.
And Western is just really moving around really well to start this game. That was a back set from the setter, which is always a great addition to the game. Throws off the defense of the other team. So we're going to wait and see if Western can maintain this momentum for a few more points.
It's a tough play there for Nelson, trying to stab at it with one hand on the dig. Just went haywire into the stands. Line drive serve there. This one's not going to stay in play. Trying to dig it out was Jalea Leonard. She can't. 2-point lead early for Western.
And that's something else that Mumford needs to cut. They have quite a few overpasses, balls that come over on that first ball from the server. They need to cut those and be able to run their offense.
Every time, that service is a line drive. Here's Cherish Jefferson. Can't get that one over in play. 4-1 Cowgirls.
Yeah, Mumford's got to really refocus for this set. Really think about where their passes are going to go. She probably thought she was doing something well, putting it in a certain spot, and just overpassed it.
Olivia Nelson able to return that one on just one hit. Hits the antenna. We got to raise the flag from the line judge, and it's going to go to the Mumford Mustangs. Patricia Jones calls on the up ref.
Yeah, anytime it touches the antenna, it's an automatic out ball.
4-2 is our score. 1-1 tied up in sets between these two teams in the consolation of the PSL playoffs. Sanaya Williams on for the kill. She can't finish. Scarlett Fernandez is there for the block. Michelle, I don't know if that one was getting over anyways.
Yeah, it looked a little low, but one of the things that Mumford's going to need to do is to pull those sets directly out of the middle of the court. Right now she's setting her directly in the middle. Blocker doesn't even have to really go anywhere, right? She's just already there waiting. Easy block.
That's the second time today we've seen Williams try to kill in the middle, and Fernandez is all over it with the block. Another unforced error from the Mustangs, and widening the lead here in the third is Western.
Tom, I want to thank everybody that's watching online with us today. Glad to have them in the YouTube space.
Good play there from Mumford as they return it back over to Western. Melissa Ruiz.
Nice save by Mumford off a bad initial touch.
Here's Sanaya Williams setting it back up. Are the Cowgirls. Nice hit there, couldn't finish, and they follow it up with a kill. Stephanie Castillo.
That was a nice rally between the two teams. Mumford wasn't able to keep pace with the tempo that Western was sending the ball back over. They couldn't get reset on their defense, so caught her in motion.
It's a big thanks to everybody listening, as you said, Michelle, at the Prep Sports on all social medias, including YouTube, to follow us. And that's a nice drop ball there from Mumford. They're getting back on the board, trailing by 4 here.
Yeah, Sanaya Williams was easily able to go up and just make sure that ball stayed on Western side. Again, using all that height that she has. Can't coach height, as we say.
Kyla DeBose can't find the other side of the court there, into the net, and a point for Western. Michelle, we saw at the end of that second set, Western drop about 5 or 6 straight points. It looked like Mumford was trying to get back into things, but I think you'd rather have those mishaps happen late with a big lead in the second set than early here, and they're showing a lot of promise here in this third set.
Western is really just working well together. We can hear a lot more communication from them. And we have a whistle.
Whistle, and that's going to be a two-hand touch there. Point awarded to Mumford. And yeah, I mean, considering what we saw in those first couple of plays, that very first set, head coach Destiny Finch of Western has really imposed a few things on this team, and communication's one of them.
One of the things she was talking about during the time between the sets was about placing the ball, right? Where should they put it?
Olivia Nelson gives it over there to Leonard. What a dig! Saved by Western. They're going to have to get back into position. They do. Great defense there from the Cowgirls, and a block. Yaneri Castillo, she blocked it. Now she drops it all the way to the back corner. What a save. This is a rally here from both teams. Castillo gets it over. Calling for it is Nelson. She does. It's going to have to be returned. What a play there from Taraya Lapsey. Back and forth it goes. Melissa Ruiz has it, looking for one final shot to Castillo. Lapsley to Nelson. She hits it over.
Western is doing a great job of transitioning back off the net to get ready as the balls come over. They're anticipating where balls are going, so they have not let anything hit the floor. They don't even look like they're struggling.
Nelson trying to dump. Another good save from Castillo and the Cowgirls. Here's Castillo. A dig. Can't come out of it there. Point Western. That was a big one.
That was a long rally. When we make girls run at the beginning of the season, that's why you make them run, for those kinds of rallies. Great dig up on the one hand. Nelson getting back to the play. staying ready, just couldn't make it work on the very end of that play.
Jasmine Ramirez checks in for Sophia Molina. Long rally, and the point goes out to Western. They lead 9-4. Here's Western again on the attack. Lapsley had it for a moment, trying to drop it in the backside. They do. Castillo with the save. It's Ruiz one more time. They get it over. Jefferson to Nelson. Ruiz and company for Western trying to finish this point to get to 10, and they will. Flying out of play is Olivia Nelson, and that one's headed for the seats. 10-4, Western on top. They're all over this ball right now, Michelle.
I mean, great hustle. You can't deny that. Nelson has a look of determination on her face going after that ball. Finishes with a little bit of look of frustration because you hate to work that hard not to get anything out of it.
Good place ball there from the Cowgirls, and a better place ball from Nelson. Little bit of redemption there. She's able to drop that on the backcourt right in front of the end line.
Yeah, Western has a tendency to come in close to the 10-foot line, so Nelson was able to take advantage of that by putting that ball deep because nobody was back there.
5-point deficit right now for the Mustangs at home. They took the first set, dropped the second. They're trying to retake the lead here. Cherish Jefferson on the bump. Goes back to her after the return. Melissa Ruiz tries to kill that one on the opposite side. Can't do it. Into the net, 10-6.
Yeah, just a little too tight for her. Not quite enough height to get it all the way over.
Olivia Nelson on the service. Castillo to Ruiz, back to Castillo. That opposite side hitter with a nice swing there. It's back with Western right now. Sherilyn Lucas pops that over. Trying to look for a set. Leonard had it for a moment. She gets it over. And now it's to Castillo again. Castillo, perfectly placed shot. Olivia Nelson's flying all over her side of the court right now, but just nothing paying off on that play right there. It was a better placed ball.
Yeah, she's definitely hustling for balls. Ball came over just at a weird angle as it relates to where it started and where it came from. She was really deep into the middle of the court, a little too deep for her defensive position. She should have been more on the wing.
Destiny Finch talked about ball placement after that last time out, and you can see it's showing right now. Melissa Ruiz for the dump. And Cannon on the Mumford side, able to return it back over. Oh, that one almost got out of play there, but Castillo keeps it in. Cherish Jefferson looking for the big swing. High hit ball on the dig there. Back towards us, Sharon Lucas. Couldn't have it, 11-7.
And the official was trying to get out of the way so that she could play that ball. Just part of the game.
That was a huge swing there from number 7, Jalea Leonard. And she's going to get ready to serve, but that dig was popped up almost into the ceiling. Leonard on the service. And there's Sherilyn Lucas, tips it over. Lucas, the shortest one on the Western side, and she's able to get that over. She is elated right now.
She was not going to be denied on that, and definitely it's not always how tall you are, right? Sometimes it's what you got inside of you, and she made that work.
Nelson again, she's able to grab the first. Returning over is Talia Lapsley. 2 or 3, Cowgirls collide in the middle. This one's going to be out of play. Good effort there from Western, but the point goes to Mumford. It's 12-7, Western on top here in the third set.
And we'd rather see more girls go for the ball than nobody go for the ball, so appreciate the effort and the hustle.
12-8 after that point. Good communication there for Western. They're trying to get it over. Lucas does. Dumps it right in the middle, and there's Lucas again going across that front side of the net. Jalea Leonard gives it to Nelson. Big swing. Oh, Sanaya Williams, you got to get out of the way of that thing. I don't know if I could stand in there, Michelle, and take one of those digs.
Hey, that was a nice tempo set for that middle blocker. It probably could have been just a little bit higher for her, but she was able to put it down. And the speed, right, and tempo, the defender just was not ready for that.
Timeout taken. We're going to take up one with them. Mumford Western competing and battling here in this third set. We're tied 1-1 here on the Prep. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Detroit Mumford trails by 3. They've been trailing predominantly throughout this contest. In that first, they were able to take the first set after trailing early. They held a consistent lead, but throughout the entire second and halfway through this third, it's been all Western Cowgirls as Cannon's going to get ready to serve. Julia Cannon, the senior for Mumford.
Well, we knew it was going to be a much more competitive match. Again, they're playing for hardware tonight.
We're going to have a whistle as two-hand touch there. It probably was on Olivia Nelson that time, and it's 13-9 Western.
Yep, double contact on the setter. Setting hands is an important aspect of the game, and is one of the skills that has to be worked on a lot to really get better, to reduce the number of double contacts. Lots of practice.
There's a point for Western. Julia Leonard had it over the side of the net, but quickly dropped back down from Western. And they're continuing to hold this lead. Whenever they falter on a point, they come right back and grab one more to keep that lead. Sherilyn Lucas on for service. Line drive. That one's in the middle of the front court there. And another whistle. Point goes to Western. Double contact again, Michelle?
That is again the call on Nelson, who is their setter. She gestured a little bit of frustration about the call. It's part of the game.
Lucas can't find the other side of the net there. That line drive just a little bit too low. 15-10.
Yeah, her toss was low coming off of her non-hitting hand, and so that's why it went into the net.
Folks, stick around later on, 7 p.m. Cass Tech and Renaissance here for the PSL Championship on the Prep. Good return here for Western. It's looked like Sanaya Williams almost went to grab it. She steps away, and there's raised eyebrows and questions being asked across the Mumford side.
And this is when it could all go straight downhill. All right, a lot of frustration being expressed by players in their body language, a little bit of confusion. They've got to clean this up if they want to stay in this game.
A stop there from Jefferson. Sanaya Williams cannot be denied. Puts one on the near side corner there. Well played from the junior. And she keeps her team in at 16-11, Western with the lead.
She went up very aggressively for that swing. A little bit of frustration she was able to let out on that ball. And if she works hard over the summer, I expect to see a much stronger, agile player when she comes back next year.
Service from Kyla DeBose as Lucas and Ruiz are moving with it. Lucas sends it over. And it looked like Sanaya Williams tried to two-hand hit that over, couldn't do it. It hits the net, 17-11, another point for Western.
Yeah, she had to move off the net to try to get back behind the ball. A back row player should have really come up and played that ball instead of making a front row player play it.
Stephanie Castillo with the serve. And it's now Mumford trailing by 6, trying to climb back here in the third set. Good block there from Sanaya Williams, keeps it in the air, stays with Western. Jalea Leonard setting up here on the set. Sanaya Williams can't finish, connecting with the net. Cowgirls, another point.
She just needs a little bit higher set from Nelson. Those sets need to really be put in her hand as a tall player. Make sure they clear the net.
Good serve. This one could get out of play. Diving as Olivia Nelson into her own bench. Nothing that the Mustangs can do on that one.
And Nelson came to our summer program, the Detroit Volleyball Coaches Association. We do a summer program, so I'm not surprised at Nelson's work ethic. She worked all through the summer to try to get better. She just needs her teammates to come along with her a little bit on all that hustle that she's putting out.
7-point lead right now for Western. Trying to take a 2-1 lead in the sets. This one's out of play. Trying to be returned there from Jalea Leonard, just an inch or two outside there near the upright.
We really need those passes to stay on their side of the net. They should not be overpassing, because that immediately gives Western an opportunity to run their offense. So they really need to fight to keep their passes on their side of the net, give Nelson a chance to set a good set.
Nelson again, that pass over on the other side. Michelle, you literally just said it right there. Nelson has to keep that pass on her side. It falls over, and it was right there. Sophia Molina able to finish that.
She put it, again, right in what we call the hot spot. The two front row defenders, that is their job, and actually the off block players should have picked that up, so the setter shouldn't have to play the first ball.
Jalea Leonard gets it after the Jefferson bump, and it'll go with Western now. Castillo, nice dump on a line drive. Nelson gives it to Leonard. Good save from Sherilyn Lucas. Miscommunication there from Western. Two bodies collide. Leonard tries for the big swing, way out of play, and it's 22-11. Doubled up are the Western Cowgirls right now on the Mustangs.
And the hitter was past the ball. The ball was actually behind her. She had to reach for it to try to put the ball down. Hard to have success with that.
Western nearing in on a second set victory. And there's another point. Both referees giving themselves a stern look right there, agreeing on the call. Patricia Jones calls it for Western 23-11.
Nelson wanted the interference call because she said she was trying to go up and set, but that wasn't a settable ball.
Another great serve. This one's an ace. Stephanie Castillo, the captain, showing why she's got a C on her jersey. Set point for the Cowgirls.
And Mumford has a player in the bubble, meaning she's not supposed to pass the ball, and that serve came straight toward her between two Mumford players. Again, miscommunication, not enough aggressiveness.
Castillo again, jump serve. Cherish Jefferson has it to Nelson. Leonard tries to dink it over. One more point here for Western will give them a 2-1 set lead. That one's out of play. Point for Mumford. It's 24-12.
And Mumford's not getting terrible sets. They're just not putting the ball in places where Western is not. So Western is always there, ready. They need to make them move out of their comfortable positions. They could score a lot more points. They just keep giving them the ball.
Sanaya Williams, one of the best players for this Mumford team on the service. That ball's out of play. Yaneri Castillo tried to kill that one on the near left side. Just a bit out. 24-13. Mumford trying to mount a large comeback once again here in the third.
And she had the right idea about where to place that ball. Again, right, trying to put it where people are not. Just a bit outside.
Good serve, high, hit there. It's going to stay with Western trying to finish this thing off. Nelson pops one over. Melissa Ruiz looking for the set to the opposite hitter. It's going to be Castillo.
Nice up by
saves.
Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson with a great stop there. And once again, miscommunication. It was Kyla DeBose trying to find Olivia Nelson. Couldn't do it. 25-13 is your final score in the third set. 2-1 lead for the Cowgirls through 3 sets.
Congratulations to the Cowgirls.
We'll take a quick break. Set 4 coming up in a moment. 2-1. Western over Mumford here in the consolation game of the PSL playoffs here on the Prep.
Every morning when I rise, my dream lives in me. This is my kingdom, a wonder world that's always changing, where great champions stand victorious. Here, we celebrate what makes us different. We share our creativity, and we grow stronger, preparing for the world we will make together.
I am.
I am.
I am one of Detroit's next legends. It's our time to rise.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Mumford and Renaissance here from the prep, brought to you by the Hudson Cafe. Over at 1241 Woodward Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. The Hudson Cafe provided us with food today. Sam, I know our audio guy, he got some Oreo pancakes. Myself and Replay Ali Hadi, we had some club sandwiches. Michelle Lewis-Watts, a burger. So Robert Sherby, himself a little Chipotle Southwest wrap. So you can get pretty much anything over at the Hudson Cafe. Call them at 313-237-1000. Check them out in downtown Detroit. Hudson Cafe has everything, and I mean everything.
The gym is starting to fill up. Time for our second match. We're seeing a lot of alumni for Cass and Renaissance coming to the building to cheer on their respective teams. So the second match should be a lot of fun.
I mean, anytime either one of these schools, especially Cass Tech, if their team is playing for something special at any sport, at any level, they're going to have people showing up. And that's, as you said, alumni, students in middle school that are looking to go into high school at Cass Tech. Everybody's showing up, family, friends, it doesn't matter. This place is going to be packed at Mumford High School at Dwight Jones Gymnasium for Game 2.
Yeah, we even have parents of former players who are in the gym coming to root on their child's former team, right, the school they graduated from. So always an exciting time in volleyball, the PSL championships.
And here in the first match between Mumford and Western International, Western dropped the first set and has rolled through the last two. They're looking to close things out here, but Mumford's got something to say about it. Julia Cannon right there with a service ace to get things started. 1-0 Mustangs.
And we couldn't hear what Coach Carlisle told them in the time between the matches, but I'm sure that Mumford's coming out a little bit more ready to play.
It's Portia Carlisle on the Mumford side, Destiny Finch over on the Western side as head coaches, and another service ace from Julia Cannon. It might go back to a little bit of communication issues we saw in that first set from Western, but they've been great so far.
So I guarantee you somebody's going to at least touch this next ball, if not get it up and over.
Julia Cannon serves, and Castillo to Ruiz. Those are the usual suspects for this team. Sanaya Williams gets in there, and it's going to be a called point for Western. Net violation. Check that. Double contact on the Mumford side.
And again, Nelson feeling and looking a little frustrated about her double sets. She really just has to get her feet in place first, then put her hands up. That'll reduce the number of double contacts.
That was a deep serve, saved though by Jalea Leonard. Sanaya Williams tries to dink it over. It's returned. Good block though by Scarlett Fernandez. She's been all over as a blocker today. Nelson gives it over. That one's going to go to Ariana Slater. Leonard hits that ball. She covers her mouth. Jalea Leonard couldn't believe that one. 2-2. That one just kind of flipped off the back of her hand there, Michelle.
Yep, just a little simple mistake, just kind of out of position just a little bit. Probably thought it was a really easy ball. Maybe took her eyes off the ball for a second. Should have been an easy down ball because it was a good set.
Tied up early, 2-2. It's our floor referee, Mike Hunt, talking with the scores table for a moment. Melissa Ruiz on to serve. Jalea Leonard had it for a moment. We're going to get another whistle. It's going to be a point Western. Michelle, what'd you see there?
So Mike Hunt called them out of rotation, which means they are not lined up correctly on the court. There's a certain order that everyone is supposed to be in before the ball is served, and apparently they were not in that correct order.
And you can see head coach Portia Carlisle has no qualms with that one at all. She knows that that's probably a penalized offense right there as Ruiz sends one deep. Leonard keeps that in play. Over to Slater, and now a big swing from Sanaya Williams. Dug out by Ureli Orozco, but couldn't get it over the net. Mumford gets bailed out there, but it was a nice swing from Williams.
It was a great dig, and then just a miscommunication about who should play the next touch of the ball. Mumford gets an easy point.
3-3 tie, Ariana Slater on for service. That was Fernandez on the dink there. It's going to stay with Western after the return. Fernandez again. Little topspin on that ball. Nelson over to Cherish Jefferson. Jefferson gets it over. Ruiz, good dump, but Leonard's there. Here's Sanaya Williams again for the kill. 4-3 lead. Mustangs battling here in the fourth set.
And Williams was really feeling that one again. A good set in front of her allowed her to take a real good swing, put the ball down. She's probably going to have to make some adjustments because Western is going to be able to pick up that ball because she hit it dead in the middle.
Slater again on for the serve. This one barely getting over. Jalea Leonard to Nelson, and Cherish Jefferson's going to have to come get it. Successfully drops it over the net. And Olivia Nelson once again has to dive to go get that ball. She looks visibly upset there as she crosses over the center line. Tie game.
Yeah, she's going to have to reset her mental game to stay in this with her teammates, feeling really frustrated. She wouldn't even let her teammates help her get up off the floor. So she is really feeling it physically, checking her knee for bruises, and she's feeling it mentally.
4-4 tie here in the fourth set. If Western can win this one, they will win the match. Mumford needs to take this set to push to a fifth and final. Nice bump over there from Sanaya Williams. That one goes to Stephanie Castillo. Jefferson launches over. Lucas to Ruiz. Here's a chance for Sanaya Williams. Nice return there, and Melissa Ruiz kicks it with her foot. That's not legal.
It is legal. It didn't used to be legal, but now you can play the ball off your foot.
Huh.
Back in the day, back in the olden days when I played, the ball had to be played from the knee up, and now you can use your whole body to play the ball.
I guess it was on the out of bounds there. I thought it was on the original kick there. It was well done from Sanaya Williams to drop that over on the block, but it's kind of just an instinctual play right there. But I mean, if you play a little bit of soccer as well, you might have a little extra.
And it comes out of the sand game. So in sand volleyball, you're always using your whole body. So that's one of the transfers from sand into indoor.
I got my first introduction to sand volleyball this past summer playing in Hermosa Beach, California. I got a buddy that lives out there, and it was incredible. We had, there were people all over playing with just their chest and their feet. They would not use their hands to return the ball on opposite sides. It was wild.
Yeah, there's lots of different variations of volleyball that have been showing up lately, particularly as from immigrant communities, right? Kind of combining different sports together. So lots of new fun ways to play volleyball. Not quite making it, you won't see it in the Olympics yet, but you never know.
In 2028, we're getting some extra sports. I know flag football is being introduced. There's some other sports that could be introduced as well that were not before. Sherilyn Lucas on for a line drive service. That ball's so tough to get right there. Cherish Jefferson gave it a hit. Nobody else was there. Big point for Western.
And now Mumford players are literally yelling at each other. That's not going to bode well for maintaining their position in this game. It's tied 5-5, so there's no need to get frustrated just yet.
It is now a 6-5 lead for Mumford after Sherilyn Lucas left it a little bit low into the net. We're going to get a time. Nope, substitution here. Checking out of the game will be Talia Lapsley. Kyla DeBose will move in for Mumford, trailing by 1.
And the officials are also doing a little check of the lineup as well. Vicont wants to make sure the right people are on the court and the right person is serving.
We're going to keep it as a pause right now as Mike Hunt, our floor judge, is talking with Portia Carlisle of Mumford High School. She's the head coach. Talked about how she's rejuvenated this program throughout the last couple of years.
So there's some question about the scoring. There was a point earlier that I think Mumford believed they won, and it was given to Western. And so now there's some questions about what should be on the scoreboard. The official score is kept on paper, what we call the book. You can't go by the scoreboard. And so now it seems that the score is now right, 5-6. With Mumford with the ball.
So they're going to flip it 6-5. Western on top here. Kyla DeBose on for a serve. Circling it around the Western side. They're going to return it over. Nelson looking to find a hitter. Leonard just has to two-hand tap over. Here's Fernandez. Trying to find that opening. She does. Diving on the floor was DeBose again. She can't reach it. 7-5 Cowgirls.
And Mumford just giving Western just too many easy balls. So Western's able to take advantage of that and put the ball down on their side.
Kimara Acuff checks in for number 7, Yoreli Orozco. Yeah, Michelle, on that last replay, there was so much space between the end line, the back row players, and that front row set right there. Closing that gap is going to be able to have them dig out just a few more balls and be able to keep it up. Jairus Jefferson to Nelson. Here's a great chance. What a block! Oh, Stephanie Castillo returns that back on the Mumford side, and that was perfectly executed on the Mumford side. Just a better play from Western.
And Western doesn't have the height, but they definitely have the hops. They have blocked Mumford several times throughout this match, giving them the lead.
Nelson gives it over to Sanaya Williams. That ball's out of play. Wheels starting to fall off right now for the Mustangs. They trail by 4 here in the 4th set, and we're going to get a timeout on the Mumford sideline. We're going to take one with them. Alongside Michelle Lewis-Watts, I'm Tom Cavanaugh, gearing up for the final few sets of this matchup of the PSL playoffs. We'll be back in a minute on The Prep.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate.
Dwight Jones Gymnasium starting to fill up right now with fans of Renaissance and Cass Tech. Several lingering still for the Mumford Western finale here. It's a 2-1 set lead right now for the Western International Cowgirls as they're servicing up by 4. Nelson to Jairus Jefferson. She gets it over. Castillo rips that one. And Sanaya Williams looks to dink one.
And again, Mumford's just not putting the ball where Western is not. They keep putting the ball where Western players are standing. If they could just find a hole or a gap in the court.
Good play by Kimara Acuff. That one stays in play, though. It was number 11. Check that, number 17, Kanaya Zanudio. And we're going to get a whistle and a point for the Mumford side. Double contact from Western.
And Mumford's been called for quite a few doubles. Western has not. That's one of the rare double calls on the Cowgirls. So they're just blowing that right off and getting ready for the next ball.
3-point lead right now for Western, trying to close this thing out.
Jalea Cannon comes back in for the Mustangs, and she gives them some business on the front row.
Ruiz, two-hand dump over. It's Sanaya Williams giving it over to Cannon. Cannon with a dump. And it's returned back to Mumford. Sanaya Williams can't get it over the net as Nelson tried a last chance save. 10-6, Western on top.
And Acuff is ready at the net just in case the ball came over, but it did not clear the net. Point Western.
That's a tough spot for Nelson there. Nowhere for her really to put that ball. And once again, Stephanie Castillo with a service ace. That's got to be her 3rd or 4th ace of this game. She has been incredible on service today.
She's been playing well all around the court. 6 rotation player. She's blocking at the net. She's acing them on serves. She's attacking the ball. Every coach wants a player like her, like Stephanie.
It's been the two captains, both Castillo and Scarlett Fernandez, making big plays. Fernandez has been all over the front of the net on a blocker. Good tap there from Cannon, and another point for Western. Castillo couldn't believe that one. It hits her side of the net, and the momentum of the ball carries it on over. Double up the score for Mumford. It's 12-6, Western on top.
And Mumford's blocker just missed her timing on that. She could have blocked that ball.
Another good serve for Castillo. Nelson's got to get it over. She does. Fernandez to Ruiz. Castillo again. Some topspin on that ball. Leonard tries for a big swing and hits the line judge in the back there. Another point to Western. That one was way out of play.
And he recovered nicely from the bang on the back, made the call. And again, strong swing, just not putting it down. She's not in a great position under that set to get a good swing.
Misplayed ball there from Ariana Slater. 14-6. Renaissance, check that, Western on top big as Cass Tech and Renaissance both walk into the building right now, into Dwight Jones Gymnasium, getting set for their matchup in the PSL Championship later on tonight. Beautiful service again. Stephanie Castillo right in the middle, splitting the front and back rows. Another timeout, the second one for Mumford here. Take a quick break, come back. A 9-point lead right now for the Cowgirls here on the Prep. Tonight's broadcast, the PSL playoffs, brought to you by Success Mortgage Partners. In today's ever-changing real estate and mortgage lending world, the importance of a true professional has never been higher. At Success Mortgage Partners, our mission is for every borrower to receive level 10 service, and our goal is to get you the lowest rate possible. We want you to have an experience of a lifetime. Navigating a turbulent market like this needs to be handled by a real professional. Call Todd Barr at 734-674-6154 and put 20 years of local knowledge to use for your family. Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated at MLS ID number 130562. Western up by 9, trying to finish this thing off with a 2-1 set lead right now. Olivia Nelson and company giving it all they got on the Mumford side. Acuff right there, almost had it. It was Melissa Ruiz. Here comes a dink there from Cannon on the Mumford side, and a double hit from Talia Lapsley is going to give a 16th point to Western. They're up by 10.
They're in double digits now. Big hole for Mumford to try to close. They're experiencing frustration. They're not quite all on the same page. Their passing is a little bit off. It's going to be hard to do that.
Another pass that reaches the opposite side of the net. Banging it down was Kenya Zamudio, and it's a point for Western after the contact at the net.
Setter is frustrated. Nelson trying to set. She also touched the net as she went up for that ball. Again, it's going to be hard for them to pull themselves out of this mental hole that they're starting to put themselves in.
The communication from the Western side has been night and day after that first set. They lost the first and have been great since. Olivia Nelson drills one way past the end line. 18-6. Western cruising in this fourth set.
Mumford's put a player in the bubble to help with, hopefully help with passing, but what Stephanie Castillo is doing, she's just serving the ball deep. She's switched to jump serving, so putting more on the ball, making it harder for Mumford to pass.
Nelson gets that one over. Ruiz trying to find a spot. It's going to be out to the left. She taps her chest saying, my bad, but I mean, it's a good look right there. I think that was an aggressive move. They've been hitting on that near side corner right there in the back row all day long, but it's a point for Mumford.
And Western's not letting their mistakes frustrate them. Mumford has letting their mistakes get in their head. Western just brushes them off and moves on to the next play.
You can see it in the body language for sure as Slater Tries to set one here for Cannon, can't do it.
Again, too many easy balls by Mumford going over to Western, and Western is swinging on all of their balls.
Here's Ruiz giving chase. That one gonna stay in play. What a move by Ruiz. That one's gonna go out on the Western side. Point for the Cowgirls.
Need a lot more communication by the Mustangs. They really need to start talking to each other, calling their balls early, letting each other know what's going on. Just not happening.
18-7 right now. 7 points away from victory and a PSL third place for Western. Another one of a pass that went too far, and it was Tanaya Whitehead that dropped that down.
Tanaya's just 5'6", but was able to get up, put the ball right on the line, point Western.
Service from Western. Last few chances here for Mumford. Nelson gives it over to Leonard. Looking for the swing there is Castillo. We got a whistle, and it's going to be point Mumford.
Double contact on the Cowgirls, and a lot of times, again, most of us can't see the double contact. A lot of times if you see the ball spinning in an awkward way, that's usually an indicator that there was a double contact by the player. New player coming in for the Mustangs.
It's going to be number 3, Tiana Caleb Reynolds. She's going to the far side now. In the front row, it's Caleb Reynolds, Ariana Slater, and Julia Cannon. Good service there from Leonard of Mumford. And Olivia Nelson sends it over. Castillo, two-hand dump. Nelson's gonna have a last chance try. Charis Jefferson almost has it, and we're gonna get a whistle. Point Western.
Great hustle by Western. The setter was coming for it. Y'all may have been able to hear her screaming mine through the microphone, but they were able to make a play out of it anyway.
21-8. Western with the lead, closing in on a PSL third place here. Charis Jefferson again, a nice pass to Cannon, who dumps it over. Jefferson and Nelson. Here comes Mumford. Down by a handful, and there's Cannon on the kill, right at the front of the net. That's a pick-me-up right there for the Mustangs.
She was able to put that ball just in front of the defender. She wasn't able to get there in time to pick that ball up. Now she's back on the back row to serve.
Charis Jefferson comes out of the game. Sanaya Williams checks in. (21-9) is your score at the moment here in the fourth set. Williams drops that over. Nice hit there from number 7, Ureli Orozco. Again, Orozco to the back row. Cannon with a nice dig. That was Tiana Caleb Reynolds getting her first touch, sending it over the net. And unable to convert there, Scarlett Fernandez. It's a point for Mumford. They trail by 11.
And not a bad rally between the two teams. Just missed getting around that ball to get the ball over.
Ruiz sets. It's back with Mumford right now, trying to set something up. Slater to Sanaya Williams. Good dig there from Sofia Castillo to keep that ball alive. And a point goes to Western. And that's how you reward a nice dig right there.
Absolutely.
Mumford thinks they have the point there. A dig sends it over, and then miscommunication on the Mustang side.
Western has always been known for their great hustle. Previous play there. Again, Western just always ready. Mumford getting caught looking at each other.
22-10, 3 points away for Western. This one coming over again on a pass to the Western side. A quick, easy dump down, and that ball is drilled way back towards the basketball hoop. Point Western makes it 23-10.
A lot more erratic on the Mumford side than on the Western side. So, they don't know where balls are going to go. They don't know where balls are going to end up. That's the difference in the score right now.
Fans make sure after the game, we'll catch up with the G Brand USA G of the game. We'll see who that is right afterwards. As Melissa Ruiz has it, she's talking with Orozco. Orozco takes it, shoots it over. 13-point lead right now for Western. Ruiz looking for a set right there. Fernandez was all over it. Good rally between the teams. Nelson to Sanaya Williams, who drops the hammer.
A great tempo set again. And if they could just put more of those together, this gap would have been a lot closer. Good set by Nelson. She was able to come in, put that ball down, good position on the ball. Just too few and far between for the Mustangs.
It's going to be a long comeback here as the set from Ariana Slater just in play. Returned back by Western. Olivia Nelson trying to set something up for Sanaya Williams, and she can't get it over the net. Nice block. And Michelle, you touched on it earlier in the match. Having that set in the middle of the net right there, it does not lead to much success because Western's all over it with a block.
Yeah, I mean, the basic setup of volleyball is you're always going to have somebody right in the middle. She was there ready to block her. She went up aggressively. She went up hard, but just too close to the top of the net. She needs to be able to reach up much higher, and that needs to come off a little bit higher set for her.
Shaylin Lucas, she gets herself the game match point service ace. And we got a final score here at Mumford High School. Western International takes down Mumford High in 4 sets. We'll get you the final numbers, but gotta feel good if you're Western right now. They dropped the first set early, kind of saw some communication issues, but tightened it up and played one heck of a contest later on in the last 3 sets.
Yeah, Coach Destiny was able to use her bench in some of the instances to make sure her players either got a break or make some changes. Again, Mumford's bench was just not as deep, couldn't make as many changes, couldn't get them out of that mental break that they were in.
Last 3 sets go to the Western International Cowgirls. We're going to get set here for game 2 in a minute. We'll take a quick break. 3-1 victory for Western over Mumford here at the PSL Consolation Game Playoffs. 3rd place goes to Western here on the Prep.
Comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Every morning when I rise, my dream lives in me. This is my kingdom, a wonder world that's always changing, where great champions stand victorious. Here, we celebrate what makes us different. We share our creativity, and we grow stronger, preparing for the world we will make together.
I am.
I am.
I am one of Detroit's next legends. It's our time to rise.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Prep. G Brand USA, G of the game, senior Scarlett Fernandez. Scarlett, you had an incredible game. Here is your G of the game prep hat. Talk about it. You know, you're a senior on this team. It was a huge win for you guys. Yes. Lost on Monday, but had to come out here for the consolation third place game. Talk about your team's performance tonight.
I mean, I'm proud of my whole team. We came to play. We did what we were supposed to do. We moved. We improved. We might have gotten third place, but we worked hard to get here. And, I mean, something is something. I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my other seniors. And, yeah, just be ready for the team to come back next year.
You guys lost the first set. What did head coach Destiny Finch say to you guys after that first set? Because you guys, completely different team in those last three sets.
She told us to step up our game. She knows we have this. We just got to be confident in ourselves and just play how we know how to play, the Western way.
The Western way. As a senior, you know, I mean, this is a huge game for you. You played awesome right in the front, blocking a few balls, also some great service games. Going out as a senior, what does it mean to you to be able to get this win?
I mean, it means a lot. It's something to accomplish. It's something I get to take away my senior season. Like, I get to say that I won something, and that's a big accomplishment to me and to my team also.
Guys, thank you so much. Scarlett, thank you. Scarlett Fernandez, senior G of the game. She was awesome in a 3-1 set win over Mumford. Western takes it, and they win third place at the PSL. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Getting set for Cass Tech and Renaissance here, but we just finished up Our consolation game in the PSL for third place, 3-1. Mumford drops it to Western. Our player of the game was Scarlett Fernandez. Michelle, it was a tale of that first set and the last three, kind of, because Western looked very discombobulated in that first set, but in those last three, they were incredible all over the court, a lot of communication, no open spots. Talk about what you saw there in that first game.
Well, Western moved into a really consistent game. They played with a lot of structure and a lot of discipline. That is definitely the difference. Mumford looked a little out of sorts. They started to get down on each other, a lot of frustration, just a mental breakdown for Mumford, and so that also is the difference. Western stayed very composed, even in their errors. They were still cheering each other up, and that makes the difference oftentimes at this level, at the high school age. You need to keep your spirits up, keep your energy up, and we saw that from Western.
Right, and you saw the anger on the Mumford side. They didn't have anybody to fall back on, on the bench. So when you don't have any of those bench players like that, it's tough. But you can take a look at some of these highlights here. There was some open holes. I mean, Mumford has really good players. Sanaya Williams, I mean, she's incredible. Her as a senior next year is going to be a real big threat. This was to end out the very first set of the day. Mumford took it, and then it was all Western after that. You saw multiple blocks, but Western continuing to play well. It looked like Western's game for a little while, Michelle.
And Mumford has they got the height, they have the skills to build upon. They're going to be dangerous, right, if Coach Portia can continue to work with them. Western, again, just a little too organized. Even in some of those errors, they were able to bounce back really quickly from those and make a difference.
I mean, we talked about Scarlett Fernandez already, but you can't count out Melissa Ruiz, Stephanie Castillo. There was other girls. Jasmine Ramirez was great on service. Aurelia Razzoco as well. I mean, everybody on that Western side had played great all day, but stuff like that where there was just holes in the middle. You had Olivia Nelson running for her life, diving all over the place, trying to save the ball for her team.
And not a lot of great movement by Mumford. Again, they had to really fight just to even stay in the match, whereas Western was really contained, had the ball in play when Mumford was letting balls hit the floor. And again, like you said, Western had some great all-city players. Two of their players, Stephanie Castillo, number one, was all-city. She certainly could have been the G of the game as well. Sherilyn Lucas was an all-city player for Western, so able to do some great things on the court today.
That's going to do it from us here on the very first game from the PSL playoffs. Fans, if you want to catch Cass Tech and Renaissance, click out of this video and go select the Cass Tech Renaissance video on the live stream on the Prep Sports. From Michelle Lewis-Watts, myself, Tom Cavanaugh, we'll be back in 20 minutes for the championship series, Cass Tech Renaissance, here on the Prep. Thank you a lot. Have a good night.
Peace.